Next, let's look at the scorecard monitoring. There are some reports you can use to monitor scorecard, such as the distribution change and how the score is migrating among different score segments. And also, there are some statistical metrics that's typically used to evaluate the scorecard performance, such as Portfolio Stability Index or PSI, there's KS, Gini, and divergence. Let's look at them in details. First, let's look at a commonly used scorecard monitoring report. This is a distribution change report. Okay, so in this example, it reports the quarterly score distribution change. In this bar chart, right, each bar represents the percentage change of each score band. Think of this way: all the accounts, they account for 100% of the portfolio. In the score range, say 100 to 599, the very first bar on the left. So the previous quarter, you might have 10,000 accounts. It accounts for 1% of the whole population. Then in this quarter, so it's not 1% of the population anymore. It's 0.8% of the population. So the volume probably decreases. In some cases, it could also increase if your portfolio volume is growing, right? But what's important is the percentage comes down, decrease the 0.2%. Okay, so the same thing, then you calculate that basically the change of the weight in each score band. So what you want to see is that in this graph, you see that for the lower score zone, right? So all those below 670, so it's a decrease from the previous quarter. And then all the bars above 670, so it slightly increased. So this is the good thing, right? That means this portfolio, the portfolio credit quality is improving because there are more accounts shifting towards the high score ranges. Okay, so if it's the other way around, then you have to be careful, right? Trying to understand why your portfolio is shifting downwards. So this is how you use this quarterly score distribution report. Next, let's look at this score migration report. So this is the deal matrix table. On the left-hand side, you see that's the previous quarter. Each row is the different score bands. Vertically, then you have the score bands from the current quarter, right? So let's look at the example in the top left corner. So 4.0 represents 4% of the total population. Previously was in score below 600. Okay, so then current quarter, they are still staying in that range. So that's 4% of the total population. There's really no change, right? Then we move to the right, the 0.5%. So 0.5%, they used to be below 600. Okay, then in this quarter, their score shifts up. They're in the zone of 600 to 639. So that's a good thing, right? Then the next 0.3 on the right, similarly, they used to be below 600. Now they move up to 640 to 679. Essentially, when you draw a line, so from the top left corner to the bottom right, all those cells on that line means they stay in the same zone. Then above that diagonal line, right? So the upper right corner, that means the scores have improved. Below the diagonal line are those accounts their score have shifted downward. So those are what you need to be paying more attention. In this example, there are a few cells that are highlighted, right? Their current score is relatively low, below 680, and also they shifted downwards from the previous quarter. That's the part you want to monitor closely. Hopefully that weight doesn't grow over time, right? Okay, so this is the score migration report.